Do you get pain at the bottom of your foot right here? Do you experience it when you're walking, running, jumping, or just living your everyday life? This might be a condition called plantar fasciitis. I'm going to explain to you what this condition is and how to treat it. Hey guys, my name is Hopkins Salangla and welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm a qualified physiotherapist and for today's video we'll be discussing plantar fasciitis. Now before we get into the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, share this video to all your friends and family, and also if you have any injuries you want me to cover, please comment down below. So what is the plantar fascia? The plantar fascia is a thick fibrous tissue which starts from your heel bone, so the calcaneus, and it inserts into the ball of your feet right here. As you can see right here in the model, you can see that inserts in here, and this stabilizes your foot. It also acts like a shock absorber. So for example, when walking, it absorbs 110% of your body weight, and while running, it absorbs 250% of your body weight. So what is the plantar fascia? The plantar fascia is a thick fibrous tissue which starts from your heel bone, so the calcaneus, and it inserts into the balls of your feet right here. As you can see right here in the model, you can see that inserts in here, and this stabilizes your foot. It also acts like a shock absorber. So for example, when walking, it absorbs 110% of your body weight, and while running, it absorbs 250% of your body weight. Plantar fasciitis is the inflammation of the fascia tissue, and this usually occurs due to overuse. So for example, prolonged walking, standing or running, so you might have had an increase in your training load. Next might be because of weak calves or tight calves. Another reason could be because of diabetes or high BMI. And finally, it can also be because of incorrect footwear. And I've actually experienced plantar fasciitis a few years ago. I bought this new pair of Calorie Frees, great shoes, but they weren't right for me. They were very narrow, so then it affected the way my feet would be inside the shoe. So when I was playing basketball, I'd get a lot of pain, and after that, the pain was sustained for a couple hours. Plantar fasciitis roughly accounts to 8% of all running injuries, and 83% of them are active working individuals between the age of 25 to 65 years old. Now we'll be discussing the clinical presentation of plantar fasciitis. So the patient will usually experience pain and tenderness roughly around the anterior medial aspect of the plantar fascia. So this area right here. And usually they'll experience quite a lot of pain in the morning. And the reason being is because at night the patient will plantar flex the ankle sleeping. That's just normally how we all sleep. And then what will occur will be, there'll be a shortening of the plantar fascia. Therefore, when you wake up in the morning, you take your first couple steps, it's going to stretch the plantar fascia and cause a bit of pain. Next, we'll also present with reduced dorsiflexion, so this position right here, and a tight Achilles. And finally, the pain is usually worse when the person's barefoot on hard surfaces or walking up the stairs. Another thing to look out for is the biomechanical factors which could contribute to plantar fasciitis. So we're looking at the biomechanics of the foot. So one thing I'm looking out for is overpronation. This is when the foot slightly comes a bit more inwards, and this is likely due to weakness of the tibialis posterior muscle, which allows us to invert our foot, push through, thank you very much, and back down. So when this muscle is weak, it leads to an increase in tensile forces of the plantar fascia. Next, I'm going to be checking to see if the person is flat-footed or has a high arch. So for example, my patient right here has a flat foot, so a low arch profile. But if he also have a high arch, as he domes his foot right here, this leads to a shortening of the plantar fascia right there. Another factor we need to look into is your footwear. So we need to look into any wear and tear at your heel and sole of your shoes. If there are any present, this will lead to a decrease in shock absorption to occur at your shoe, and therefore lead to an increase in tensile forces to go towards your plantar fascia. Now, let's discuss the treatment plan for plantar fasciitis. The first thing we need to do is reduce your load, and by that I mean your training load. For example, if you've recently increased the number of times you're running during the week, or your duration, or even playing your sport, try and reduce that so we're able to offset the amount of pressure going towards your plantar fascia. Also, if because of work you're standing around for long periods of time throughout the day, try and sit down a bit more, just so we're able to offset that pressure. Next is trying to reduce overpronation, and we can do that with improving the strength in the tibialis posterior, which I'll show later on, and also wearing an orthotic so we're able to offset that overpronation and give it a bit of lift at the foot. Another factor we could also implement is getting a new pair of shoes. So if, for example, you've worn your shoe for a long period of time and they're completely worn out, a new pair of shoe will improve the shock absorption at the foot. And finally, a night sprint. A night sprint will prevent the plantar flexion you experience when you're sleeping, keep you relatively dorsiflexed, therefore will not shorten the plantar fascia. Now, let's get into the exercises. Single leg calf raise. To perform this exercise, you'll either need a bar or a wall, something to help you maintain your balance, and then put all your weight on one side of your leg and start performing calf raises. I recommend you do 15 reps and 3 sets of this exercise. Plantar fascia massage with a ball. So for this exercise, you'll need a trigger ball or a cricket ball, Any form of ball which you can put your foot on top of and start rolling back and forth. You're feeling a massage sensation on your plantar fascia. I recommend you do this for 2 minutes throughout the day. Single leg calf raise with big toe extension. So for this exercise, get yourself a towel or mat and place your foot on top of the towel or mat and start performing single leg calf raises. You'll feel a burning sensation around the mid arch of your foot. I recommend you do 15 reps and 3 sets of this exercise. Soleil stretch. So for this stretch, you need to go towards the wall, slightly bend your knees and then lean towards the wall a bit more, ensuring that you keep your heel on the ground, and you should feel a big stretch below your calf muscle. I recommend you hold the stretch for 45 seconds to a minute and perform it throughout the day. Calf stretch. Start by facing the wall, place both hands on the wall at shoulder height. Next, take a step back and keeping your heel on the ground while you keep the other leg straight. Gently lean forward towards the wall, ensuring that you get a nice stretch at the back leg. Hold the stretch between 45 to 60 seconds. Ankle inversion strengthening. To perform this exercise, I recommend you use a resistance band. So start by sitting comfortably on the floor with both legs extended in front of you. Then cross your ankles so that your outside of your working foot rests against the inside of your opposite foot. Now gently push against the resistance band, holding for like 1 to 2 seconds. I recommend you do this for 3 sets and 15 reps of this exercise. And guys, those are the best exercises, stretches, and forms of advice I can give you for plantar fasciitis. Now keep in mind, this can take a bit of time and it's gonna require a lot of adjustments that you'll need to do. So for example, getting a new pair of shoes, maybe you might need to get an insole, and also reduce your activity levels. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share this video to all your friends and family, and have a nice day.